than a one-night stand.
Purple Rain is a song by American musician Prince and his band at the time, The Revolution. Prince initially asked Stevie Nicks to write lyrics for the song. It was so overwhelming, that 10-minute track. I listened to it and I just got scared. I called him back and said, "I can't do it. I wish I could. It's too much for me," Stevie said. And so Prince went his own way and Purple Rain was born. The song originally was 11 minutes long. A verse and chorus were cut apparently because the theme, Money, was deemed inappropriate. The original lyrics are as follows.
I don't want your money, no, no, no. I don't even think I want your love. Wanted either one, baby, I'll take some money and buy it. I want to have this stuff. I want a purple rain, purple rain.
Purple Rain was recorded during a benefit concert for the Minnesota Dance Theater at the First Avenue nightclub in Minneapolis on August 3, 1983. Of course, this masterpiece wasn't done by Prince alone. Wendy Melvin actually wrote the first chords of the song. Prince was so worried that the song sounded too similar to Journey's Faithfully that he called Jonathan Cain and asked him what he thought. Cain in return okayed it because both power ballads only share 4 chords. Each verse of Purple Rain is about a group of people in the kid's life: his parents, Apollonia, and his bandmates. Released in 1984 via Warner Brothers. It's also the 6th studio full-length title track from the '84 album of the same name, which in turn is the soundtrack album for the 1984 film starring Prince and was released as the 3rd single from the album. Prince won an Oscar for the now-defunct category Best Original Song for Purple Rain in '84. Prince was a musical genius who produced too many masterpieces to count. Although he made numerous great albums, Purple Rain might stand as the most important one. The album's title song stands as one of the most acclaimed album closers in the history of music. Purple Rain has a mystique to it that raises the question, what are the lyrics of the song actually about?
The surprising color symbolism in Purple Rain. Some of the lyrics of Purple Rain appear to address a former lover, such as, "I never wanted to be your weekend lover, I only wanted to be some kind of friend." Prince sings parts of the song as if he's going to break into tears. Which is why some fans interpret the track as a lament of the breakdown of a romantic relationship. However, that interpretation doesn't really explain the song. Some of the lyrics don't appear to have anything to do with romance. So what exactly does Purple Rain symbolize? Prince felt the color purple symbolized the end of the world. To him, the song was about finding divine guidance during Armageddon. According to NME, Prince stated, I quote, "When there's blood in the sky, red and blue equals purple. Purple rain pertains to the end of the world and being with the one you love and letting your faith/God guide you through the purple rain. He also stated that the apocalyptic connotations of the color purple made it his favorite color. The apocalypse was on Prince's mind in the 80s. Lisa Coleman's interpretation of the song is very different. Of course, Prince wasn't the only artist behind the song. Lisa Coleman created the song's string arrangement. Coleman said the two words in the title of the song symbolize different concepts. According to Coleman, the title signifies, I quote, a new beginning, purple, the sky at dawn, and rain, the cleansing factor. Coleman connected the title Purple Rain to the artistic renewal Prince had by learning to work with others on the album of the same name. Prince got his start composing songs alone, but eventually allowed other musicians to work with him. Purple Rain was the first song Prince wrote alongside the members of his band. Some Christian groups consider the end of the world to be a new beginning for humanity, where God rewards the just and cleanses the evil from the world. Prince was raised a Seventh-day Adventist. Yes, the most sexually charged artist in music became a Jehovah's Witness. He would flip-flop on homosexuality, proselytize door to door, and reveal his complicated and personal conflicts. Fans have been trying to work out the meaning of Purple Rain for decades. Some believe it's about the end of the world, a theme Prince was interested in mid-80s. This quote from his royal badness suggests the apocalypse wasn't far from his mind. Prince carried around a big purple notebook with sketches, notes, and ideas for the script of the film Purple Rain during the 1999 tour. It wasn't reported at the time, but Wendy and Lisa were a couple during Purple Rain and for 20 years afterwards. Wendy Melvoin and Lisa Coleman were childhood friends, lovers, and founding members of Prince's Revolution Band. If Prince had a musical family, they were it. So when the pair tried to put together a Revolution tour in 2000, they were hopeful that their former bandleader would say yes. He didn't. He declined because of my homosexuality and the fact I'm half Jewish, Melvoin told Minneapolis Star-Tribune in 2004. She was told he wanted her to give a press conference denouncing her homosexuality and announcing that she was converting to Jehovah. I was like, I guess we'll never hear from him again. But just 6 years later, she stood beside Prince on stage in London, playing for millions of viewers at an award show in matching white suits. Melvoin and Prince hammered shoulder to shoulder on their guitars, him singing Purple Rain, and Coleman was on the piano. The early acceptance of the gay couple and then the rejection, and the acceptance all over again, is an example of the puzzling contradiction that Prince acted out in his attitude towards sexuality and religion. For almost 40 years, Prince has been the embodiment of brazen sexuality, crooning about the many positions with which he would please himself and you. His music has been a celebration of the paganistic pursuit of pleasure. Yet Prince was no pagan. Well, not exactly. And during the last decade or so, if he knocked on your door, he was more likely to tell you about God than invite you out to party. 15 years ago, when he committed himself to the Jehovah's Witnesses, Prince's fans were confused. How do you reconcile your hedonic icon in a rubber thong with a faith that doesn't just frown upon gay marriage, but say former members prohibit oral and booty sex? Like everything else in his life, Prince did the divine his own way, and as much as sex and pleasure, God and retribution have been a constant in the landscape of his music. Prince was raised in a chaotic home, but his parents were members of the Seventh-day Adventists, another socially conservative Christian group. Jehovah's Witnesses and Seventh-day Adventists share a lot of the same core beliefs. By the early 80s, with the release of 3 consecutive albums, Dirty Mind, Controversy, and 1999, adherence to the faith of his childhood seemed to be behind him. Prince wore makeup and heels, and performed in unbuttoned blouses. His lyrics pushed the boundaries of gender and sexual propriety. The song Darling Nikki was so raunchy that it inspired Tipper Gore to start Parent Music Resource Center for greater oversight of the music industry. Still, Prince kept God in the picture. Controversy includes the Lord's Prayer, and 1999 narrates a judgment day, where life is just a party, but parties weren't meant to last. He created a spiritual outlook that made sense to him. This way of explaining that great blessing to himself was that he was blessed by God. He was anointed. His work and his creative life was proof of God and God working through him. Prince was introduced to the faith by Larry Graham, bassist for Sly and the Family Stone. Michael Jackson, Serena Williams, and the Notorious B.I.G. were all raised witnesses. He described his transition of faith as a less of a conversion, but more of a realization. I quote, "Like Neo in The Matrix, the more he said, the more I realized the truth," Prince stated. Prince told Mark Brown in 2004, I quote, "I'm interested in spirituality and answers, not strange ceremonies or theories. I'm very practical. You go Trekkie on me, I gotta go." When he left, Prince gave him a pamphlet and told him to call day or night. It seemed very important to him. He got pretty intense. The emphasis on evangelizing forced him to open up to a degree that he hadn't before. He went door to door in LA and Minneapolis, handing out pamphlets on salvation. It helped him with communicating with people more, reaching out and being connected. It opened him up, said Sheila E. One of the core beliefs of the witnesses is the purity of the human body, and rumor has it, it was a religious refusal of medical treatment that led to Prince's death. In an interview, Prince stated he was against gay marriage. In his library, standing over the Bible, he said, and I quote, "God came to earth and saw people sticking it wherever and doing it with whoever, and he just cleared it all out. He was like, enough." The reaction to that statement from fans, and particularly the gay community, was angry and distressed. This wasn't the Prince they knew and loved. But, for better or worse, he always was truthful about what he believed in.
I gotta take it now.
Hey guys, this is TerryTJ. I always enjoy being a part of honoring a music icon like Prince, and I hope you all like this video. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching TerryTJ or MJFanTJ61. I will be posting brand new content very soon, so check it out. Big thanks to Dove Angel D for everything, and for including me on this video, and letting me share this story about Purple Rain.